There is no doubt that youth involvement in electioneering process in River State had consequential effect on the outcome of the general elections. They played crucial roles in shaping the political discourse in the state, both negatively and positively. To this end, the University of Port Harcourt and a non-governmental organization organized its maiden Youth Political Participation and Governance Training Program. The Vice-Chancellor of University of Port Harcourt, Professor Onari Georgeville, in his speech, said that training is part of the Youth Leadership Initiative of University Center for Politics, aimed at building the capacity of young people.
To foster political awareness, civic engagement, and critical thinking. Through this maiden training program, our goal is to develop a generation of young leaders who are not only knowledgeable, but also committed to integrity, accountability, and inclusiveness in leadership.
President of the group, Victor Briggs, said the essence of sponsoring 50 students is a way of reducing the financial burden following the economic scourge in the country. Some stakeholders emphasized the need to promote and sustain the commitment to peace. Stakeholders at the training urged the youth to serve as agents of change, changing the narrative of youth involvement in politics to the right perspective in governance.
Give back to society is education. And giving education to society, the participants or beneficiaries need to be very focused. As God has given to us, we are also giving back to society. That's why we can be able to sponsor these 50 students on this participation of this Center for Politics, so that we can be able to focus them at the right direction. It's not to be in politics to people who use it for their selfish interests. It's for you to also let them know that you have something to offer. You can be them. That's the position they are going to be.
Politics is the lifeline of society. Politics permeates every aspect of society, which means if any society will prosper, we have to be able to get politics right.
We're preaching the non-violence kind of politics, the politics that will make the youth to understand that it is not about arms, but it is about you giving back to the society. What is democracy basically? Is the bringing in the dividends of democracy to the people, and you don't need arms to do that. All you need to do is to come forth. You know what to do for the people, you know the needs of the people, and try to do all you can to meet the needs of the people.
This program will not just be a tool for us to become better leaders tomorrow, but will also enlighten us on the rudiments of politics, and that which, as youths, we are highly happy to find ourselves in this program.
Residents of Usumoke community in Edo North have called on the Edo State government as well as relevant authorities to come to their aid as a result of the devastating effect of erosion, which have washed away their homes and led to loss of lives and properties. The residents, who are predominantly farmers, are appealing to government for immediate action in this report. Our correspondent Dele Fason takes a look at the devastating effect of erosion and the need for urgent action. The report.
For over a decade, residents of the agrarian Edo community of Usumoke have been living under fear of losing their homes as the impact of erosion have consumed a larger part of the community. A community leader and some victims said it appears government have abandoned the community as they have lost some of their loved ones as a result of the erosion.
We believe the government have abandoned us, it's a dejected community, and we have cried, nobody listening to us. We are making our effort to ensure that this place is controlled, the erosion is controlled, but get out of hand. We have cried to the government severally, and the government promised us they will do something. Many different companies came. Up to today, we've not seen anything good, positive.
Me, I be widow. I know they sleep till daybreak again. Now let me even day house. Mom, everybody don't run away from this side. See big hole when it don't knock my wall for here. And they see they use bike, they pass them because those when they take leg, they pass, they fear now. So I don't know what to do. Me on a can't help us.
It is a demarcation of the environment and the experience is very difficult because the government tell us she have to make use of it. We don't see the government and we don't see anybody, so we are tired of the environment.
A community head who also spoke on the dangers said school children are in the risk of being consumed by the magnitude of the erosion, as some residents have since relocated.
And presently, as we are here now, we have rain falling into the village again now. And most of us now, some of us, we are inside the hole. Find solution how we receive our property and the life of our children.
Many people who have houses there are already relocating. Some are now passing their backyard into their houses. Those who have not relocated and become tenants when they have houses. Some of them have died already because of the situation that is there.
We are appealing to the government to come and rescue this area. We are appealing to them. People are suffering. And funny aspect of it, this is a farm. You can pass through farm road. We have a lot of farm here. Agriculture is in this area. Cashew production is in this area. Yam production in this area. Many farmers can no longer access their farm.
With the administration of Godwin Obaseki expected to vacate office in November this year, the chances of listening to the yearnings of the people become slim, with only a miracle that's needed to prevent more loss of lives and property. From Edo State, Daily Fast reporting for Galactic TV News.
A motorcyclist ran into an articulated truck at Wemco Junction, Mobile Road, Pensinema in Agege and died on the spot. Based on the report, a police patrol team was mobilized to the scene and met a large number of motorcycle riders who attacked the police officers while trying to evacuate the truck away from the road, insisting that they have to set ablaze the truck. As a result of the assault from the motorcycle riders, one assistant superintendent of police, age 49, was injured on the head and died on the spot, while the driver of the truck escaped. Corpse of the deceased was, however, evacuated to Mainland General Hospital Morgue, Yaba, for autopsy. Meanwhile, 5 suspects have been arrested and the manhunt is ongoing to apprehend other fleeing riders that attacked the patrol team. Meanwhile, an articulated truck conveying a 40-foot container laden to capacity, a Mazda car and a tricycle was involved in a multiple accident at Sele Bridge in Ward Ijesha Tedo in Lagos. Information gathered revealed that the truck suffered mechanical failure while ascending the bridge, rolled backwards, and in the process partially fell on the car and tricycle behind it. Fortunately, no loss of life involved in the incident. While an adult male and the truck driver sustained series of degrees of injuries, 2 out of the 3 vehicles involved in the accident suffered extensive damage, and the incident caused severe disruption of traffic flow in the area. Joint response effort coordinated by LASEMA in collaboration with LASMA and the Nigeria Police Force Traffic Management and Control Measures was able to manage the situation by diverting oncoming vehicles through another route. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has promised to continue to show respect to traditional institutions in the state. The governor made the remarks when he received members of the Rivers Traditional Council who were on a week-long stakeholders meeting on sustaining the peace in Rivers. According to Governor Fubara, the traditional institutions in Rivers is held on high esteem by the state government, hence the need to uphold the dignity it brings. Responding, the chairman, Rivers Traditional Rulers Council, His Majesty Ezekiel Chikewolu, said the Traditional Rulers Council will use its position against those heating up the polity in Rivers State.
I assure you that as a government, we will continue to respect this institution. We will not do anything within our power, directly or indirectly, knowingly or unknowingly, to undermine any of you.
Would provide an opportunity for council to speak to our people, politicians, their supporters, as well as non-indigenous of Rivers State, who are fanning the embers of war in Rivers State from their safe locations outside Rivers State. The Rivers State Council of Traditional Rulers, after a thorough evaluation of governance in the state.
The Traditional Ruler Council are expected to round off the week-long activities on Tuesday, the 22nd of August, with a visit to security agencies in the state. Taxation adds a revenue generation mechanism for government to do necessary things for the citizens and effectively run state affairs. Nigeria's tax system is confronted with many issues and challenges such as bad administration, non-availability of database, tax touting, complex nature of the Nigerian tax laws to an ordinary Nigerian. The state of social amenities in the country is not commensurate with the taxes payable in the country. Galaxy News correspondent Lebi Joseph has more in this report.
Taxation system in Nigeria discourages investment, damages the economic climate, and eventually results in company closures. Taxes payable by transporters of essential goods and services across the country is a huge factor for the high cost of commodities, especially food.
People are not paying tax in such a way they're supposed to pay tax. And those people who are paying tax, is either they are paying out of compulsion or they don't have means of dodging it. Because by and large, the essence of paying tax is to provide money for government to be able to meet up with the needs of the people.
It's an unfortunate situation that we have to see ourselves in this kind of a nation that is not interested in alleviating the sufferings of the masses, but interested in always getting and getting and getting. The system, the government is trying to tax everything that is taxable from the citizens without the enabling environment to even do business to bring in money. I don't even know whether the government knows that people are really suffering in this nation.
Personal and company income tax is to generate revenue for the government to promote welfare and protection of its citizens, contribute to the nation's wealth, protect new industries, and provides the necessary funds to finance essential public services such as infrastructure development, healthcare, education, defense, and social welfare.
You see a single company, they pay, last time we get their own, they will pay through a land recharge, they pay yearly rent, they will pay through NEPA, they all put in band B and band A, and we know band A now. When you are producing and you are paying electricity bill to the tune of almost 100 million per month, how do you sustain that in terms of production and making profit? Beyond that, so LASA will come, we will get. LASEFA will come, they will tax you also.
If they can modify and single this tax system, it means that the multiplier effect of that one is that the prices of goods will actually drop.
We have to do the right thing first before we talk of taxation. And even if we pay the tax, the money must be used prudently, must be seen to be used prudently and properly. Let us enjoy the basic facilities that are supposed to come. In some climes, you can't even be talking of people digging their own boreholes for water.
Nigerians need to desist from tax evasion, and government needs to block all loopholes and ensure judicious use of taxes payable by Nigerians. From Lagos, this is Lebi Joseph reporting for Galaxy TV News.
You're still on to Galaxy Primetime News. We'll quickly take a break, and when we return, the news continues. To stay with us. We're glad to have you back. The National Association of Sea Dogs Pirates Confraternity Kaduna State Chapter has, in commemoration of the World Mental Health Day 2024, visited the correctional facility in Kaduna, where they donated drugs for inmates with mental health issues and commenced the process of releasing 5 inmates. The association, led by the president, Professor Joshua Okpanuchi, also invited medical doctors from the Federal Psychiatric Hospital Kaduna, who engaged the inmate cell leaders on mental health talks and how they could identify other inmates who exhibit signs of mental illness, with a view to extending what they learned to the other inmates in their respective cells. Fielding questions from newsmen, Deputy Vice President of the National Association of Sea Dogs in Kaduna State, Anthony Ogbuche, said the association was in a process to release 5 inmates and had already paid their fine in the court.
We are here to release 5 inmates based on, that one is in process. To release 5 inmates based on fine. We've already paid their fine to the court, and they are processing their release. Then the major other thing that took place was in respect to honoring the Mental Health Day, which is a worldwide celebrated day. We're using this opportunity to train both the staff, the inmates, and even us.
60% is very, very high. So we are here to create awareness, to educate them on what mental illness is all about, what mental health is, and then what are those things they will see that will make them know that, okay, somebody has mental health issue. And we're able to communicate that with them, and they understood, and to be like a support system to others that are there.
Today we were invited by the National Association of Sea Dogs, where they've invited us to collaborate with them and talk on mental health at the correctional facility here in Kaduna State. So we have been able to come in to synthesize them. We were able to talk to the heads of the cells, and we give them a brief about mental health. We also talk to them about the common signs and symptoms of mental health, how to identify such, and what illness are regarded as mental illnesses, and what should be done when they see any inmate that has signs or symptoms of mental illness.
And now we'll move over to the foreign desk for more news. Hello and welcome to the foreign news. Gunmen in Mozambique have killed a leading opposition politician's lawyer and another opposition official, according to the party, before protests against the disputed election results. The attackers chased the car of Podemos party's lawyer Elvino Diaz and party representatives Paulo Guambe and fatally shot them in the capital Maputo, the party said on Saturday. The killings came with tensions already high in the southern African country as it awaits for the results of an October 9 election that has drawn more allegations of vote rigging and clamping down on dissent against the 49-year rule of the Front for the Liberation of Mozambique party. Podemos has rejected provisional results showing a win for Frelimo and called for a nationwide strike. Western observers have also cast doubt on the polls, citing reports of vote buying, intimidation, and flattered voter rolls in Frelimo strongholds. Mozambique has struggled with this issue since Frelimo first introduced democracy in 1994 after 2 decades in power. The election's final results are expected on October 24, but there are fears Monday's protests could be violent. A British national and several Turkish citizens were abducted in the Kenyan capital Nairobi by masked men, with 4 of the Turkish citizens still missing. Nesdet, who lived in the UK for 18 years before moving to Kenya 2 years ago, said he was released after 8 hours when he showed his alleged abductors a copy of his British passport. In a statement, the UK Foreign Office said they were providing consular support to a British man and his family following an incident in Kenya. According to the report, 2 vehicles intercepted and blocked from the front and behind a silver saloon car with 2 occupants. About 8 persons armed with weapons emerged from the 2 vehicles, pulled out the 2 occupants and drove off with them, said Kenyan police spokeswoman Razila Onyango. Later, one Yusuf Kar, a British national of Turkish origin, reported to a nearby police station and identified the kidnapped men as Hussein Yesilsu and Nesdet Seyitoglu. Turkish authorities have not commented on the incident. A drone has been launched towards the private residence of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in the coastal town of Caesarea, his officers said. The Prime Minister and his wife were not at the location and there were no injuries in the incident, a statement said. It comes after the Israeli military said 3 drones were launched from Lebanon into Israel early on Saturday morning, with 1 hitting a building in Caesarea. The Israeli government has not said whether the building was part of the Prime Minister's residence nor the extent of any damage. Netanyahu makes use of 2 private homes in Caesarea and Jerusalem and has also spent time at Beit Agion, the Prime Minister's official residence in Jerusalem, which is currently being renovated. The IDF said some 55 rockets had been launched into Israel from Lebanon so far on Saturday. Israel is continuing to attack targets in Lebanon, which it says are linked to the Iran-backed Hezbollah group. And still on foreign news, an Israeli attack has killed at least 33 people, including 21 women at a refugee camp in northern Gaza, the Strip's Hamas-run authorities say. More than 85 people were said to be injured, some seriously, as homes belonging to 3 families in the camp were hit. Israeli forces have besieged the densely populated Jabalia refugee camp for weeks. The director of Al-Awda Hospital said they had experienced an overwhelming influx of casualties, leaving hospital wards completely full, with many of the injured receiving treatment on the floor. Nearby in Beit Lahia, the Indonesian hospital came under heavy gunfire from Israeli forces on Saturday. The Hamas-run health ministry said. The ministry said more than 40 patients as well as medical staff were inside the hospital and later said that 2 people had died due to an outage of electricity and lack of medical supplies. The Israel Defense Forces (IDF) said its troops were operating near the hospital and there was no intentional fire directed at it. Local sources indicate that northern Gaza is effectively isolated with telecommunications and internet services severed in the region. Beaches in the Australian city of Sydney have reopened for swimmers after being closed earlier this week when thousands of mysterious black tail-like balls washed ashore, prompting health concerns. Officials say tests found the balls to be formed from chemicals similar to those in cosmetics and cleaning products, but it is still unclear where they come from. 8 beaches, including Bondi, the city's most famous, were closed and a massive cleanup ordered amid fears that black deposits were toxic. New South Wales Environment Minister Penny Sharp said investigations were continuing to establish the source of the pollution and who was responsible. The state's maritime authority said the balls were not highly toxic to humans, but should not be touched or picked up. Based on advice from the Environment Protection Authority, they said they can now confirm the balls are made up of fatty acids, chemicals consistent with those found in cleaning and cosmetic products mixed with some fuel oil. And finally, on foreign news, all student unions in Ivory Coast are being shut down, the government had announced after the killing of 2 students, which has been blamed on the powerful Student and School Federation. Several FESCI members have been arrested in connection with the murders of Khalifa Bionde and Zigil Maz Abiun Donge, which took place in August and September. An underground tunnel used for torturing people and a brothel were found during investigation at Felix Holfert Dogny University in the main city of Abidjan, the authorities say. Students said it was an open secret that FESCI ran both illicit sites, but that everybody was too afraid to speak out. Africa Security Council said it had carried out a series of raids on universities in Abidjan and the central city of Boaka, in which more than 100 machetes and grenades were seized. They also found and expelled 5,000 undeclared residents at university campuses across Abidjan, Delke and Daloa. When the Student Union ban was announced that same day, people celebrated. And that's all we have on the foreign news. Now for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect to us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GalaxyTVNews. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live update and comment, as you can easily scan our IG QR code. And that's all we have on Galaxy Primetime News. Thank you so much for being a part of the news. My name is Nenwar Yamazaka. Goodbye.